So as you can see, your friend is not the only one having the question about the memo. I'm answering calls and emails and WhatsApp messages about the memo. This memo was published on May 21st, 2026. This memo right here, it's just baloney. Look, adjustment of status has always been there in the system, in the law. You don't have to go home unless you don't have a status that allow you to do it. What this memo means is that what it means is this. Let's be just real instead of going around and beating about around the bushes. Look, the memo is basically stressing the discretion that the officer has when they do the interview. As you know, I was an officer, I was a supervisor. This is nothing new. This always been the case. Now, what they're doing is looking at the factors, the negative versus the positive. What you need to worry about is that your case is prepared properly, that you are prepared for your interview. That's what you need to worry about. This part about, do I have to do adjustment of status in the country? Do I have to go to my country and do consular processing? Look, we're not here to give you legal advice. We just talking based on the forms, based on the process. You already filed adjustment of status, then continue with your process. What you need to do is to review it. Now, if you had any legal question, of course, you need to talk to your attorney, but let me tell you what this means. Positive factors. What do you contribute to your community? Are you involved with your church, with the volunteer groups, in your children's schools? Are you part of a networking organization? I'm gonna tell you what I do and what I do in my group. I'm here, as you know, in the area of Haines City, near Central Florida. So what I do, I bring the members to our networking group, which is BHB, businesses helping other businesses. So what we do is we become part of the group. We deliver the message to everyone else. If you are in your church, the church gives you a letter because you are registered with them to get all the information. Help your people, serve. We're here to serve. If you are in volunteers group, like going to schools, reading to children, working with the police department, working with the fire department, there's a bunch of opportunities. You need to search in your area. And those, they will give you a letter, they'll give you a certificate of what you do. There's classes that you could take. Some are free, some are paid, but you pay less than $100, $200 and are from recognized colleges. Each one, they'll give you a certificate. You can show that. If you look at your application, there's an area that talks about skills and certifications. That's where you put all that information. You want to show USCIS and the officer that is doing your interview that you are basically providing more to the country than what you're taking. So what you take it, a green card status. What you're given, knowledge. You giving that empathy to everyone else that is going through a process. You can help the person with what you already been through. So your experience could help, pave the path for everyone else. Kind of like what we say, pay it forward. So someone is doing it for you, then you do it for someone else. But you need to be concerned about the memo where they talk about extraordinary circumstances and all that. Heck, they don't even know what it is because it's not in the instructions. It's not a requirement in the law. It's just something that they came up with in this memo. So what you need to worry about is if you have an arrest, if you overstay your visa, then you need to provide, they're going to ask you that. You need to provide the information, but you need to have more positive factors than negative factors because it's like they're going to put you on a scale. So if your scale is tilting towards the negative side, they probably will make the discretion and, make the decision on denying your case. Now, if you have more positive factors than negative, then more than likely you could get an approval. But it's up to you. You can only expect the outcome that you prepare for. If you're not prepared, then you could expect the worst. So I'll give you this piece of advice. Heck, I'll give you something even better. Make a comment on Spanish, and I'll send you a guide on how you could basically raise that profile, or say it in English. Just put it there, send it to me in English, and we'll send you the guide in English with the courses from the different places that you can apply for, the ideas that you can consider to basically get a letter, that get involved in your community if you're not involved in the community, that could help you basically get those documentation that will make a difference in your case.